Hello, and welcome to the USF Bullcast. Today's episode, we have a special Thanksgiving special. So if you're tuning in, we want to say Happy Thanksgiving to you, your families, and your friends, and we hope you enjoy this lovely holiday. But if you find yourself riding solo this year, we have you in our thoughts, and we hope you enjoy spending your evening with us. But before we get into this episode, we first want to wish happy birthday to our audio technician, Jenna Fournier. So happy birthday, Jenna, and we wish you the best of birthdays, and we hope you're enjoying it with your family. But before we get into the cooking segment of today's special segment, we want to introduce Emerson Taylor.
Hi, my name is Emerson Taylor. I am the creative visuals manager, I guess, for our podcast. I also do a little bit of the production design, and I do a lot of different things in the journalism field.
Well, we're all elated to have you on.
Thank you so much.
So before we get into the messiness of tonight's episode, you live on campus, correct?
Yes, I do. I live
So,
over there.
so which amenities, what options are available to students who live on campus for cooking from home?
So I'm very blessed to have a kitchen with my roommates. I have an oven, I have a microwave, and I have a fridge. And with the oven, it has the inside oven and then also the stovetop. So I'm able to use that. It's not a full kitchen, but honestly, I can make a lot more than you would realize. It's pretty useful.
Fantastic. I wish I had that.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. So here is a list for this evening for the amazing dishes we're going to be created, all microwave friendly. So we have stuffing, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, pumpkin pie, and we also have a little bit of a fifth bonus that we will be sharing with you after we get started. All right. So it looks like we're doing some stuffing first.
All right, we'll take it away. So we have a lovely box instant stuffing mix. So basically what you're gonna do, get this bad boy open. You wanna take this for me?
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna start out, we're making the measurements a little bit smaller today. So we have a cup of water. And then we got some butter.
And we have plenty of seasonings to add a little bit of flavor to it as well.
Of course, you know we have to have that seasoning. All right. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, we can use this bowl.
Yeah. And remember, always use a microwavable safe bowl if you find yourself in this situation.
You do not want to have a small fire for your little holiday. So I'm gonna measure out, kind of just gonna eyeball it, you know. That's what we do when we're in the dorm, you know, we make it useful. So I would say that's about half a cup of water. All right.
So now that we have the water in there, what are we doing now, Emerson? Are we adding the stuffing?
So we're gonna add a little bit of the instant stuffing, and we're gonna add a little bit of butter, gonna mix it all up, and then we're gonna microwave for a little bit.
Sure. So we're just going to eyeball this, so please keep in mind we are not using any measurements whatsoever.
We are not professionals, but we try our best.
Yeah, and let's hope we don't burn the studio down.
No, we will not. No, for sure. And as you can see, we are slowly entering in the stuffing.
Now, are we putting the full bag in here, or are we just putting about half?
Let's do a little bit, less than half. That's probably good. Yeah,
Is this acceptable?
I would say so.
Perfect.
All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit of butter. Just kind of stir that up.
I think we can try to use another knife to maybe like get it in there a little bit. Maybe a little bit more water.
I would say so too. All right, so why don't you give it all mix? Get the butter all in there, make sure it's all thorough.
And definitely try to get as much of the stuffing flakes as wetted and moistured up as possible, so we're not resulting in any burns or whatnot. So everything is essentially getting cooked.
Make sure you're very thorough with it so it doesn't burn. I think that looks great.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think that looks good. All right, so we are gonna microwave it for, let's see, 5 to 6 minutes. I think we're gonna put it on 4 and then look at it and then put it back in just to see.
Perfect.
All right. All right, so while we're doing the stuffing right now, we're going to go to our next special microwave food. All right, so we're gonna start with a little, 1 second, sorry. Microwave green bean casserole. So we're gonna get a cream of mushroom. You're gonna get yourself a bowl, and you're gonna get yourself some green beans. If you want, you can start out with a little bit of salt and pepper for your base. Then we're gonna add a little bit of cream of mushroom. We're not gonna add all of it. Oh, that's lovely looking. Oh, holy moly. I'm gonna put a half in there. Let's just call it a day. All right. So with our cream of mushroom, we are gonna add some green beans. Try not to cut my hands open. Get your green beans open. Put a little green beans on top.
And it looks like we're going to get some more water to put on this as well.
For sure.
But before we do that, I think what I'll do is add a little bit of seasoning. Do you mind pepper?
Oh,
salt?
no, yeah. I put a little on the bottom, so once we mix it all up, it'll be better.
Perfect. I'll put a little bit on top. I prefer a little bit of kick with my
Oh, for sure. We gotta add some seasoning.
And I just want to say this was all of these utensils and a few of the plates we have. A little bit is a mixture of Walmart and, of course, the adjunct faculty room here at the Multimedia Journalism Department.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you. And we wanted to add this whole, so we had basically the entire meal is going to cost around under $20. So we wanted to make it a lot budget friendly, student friendly, enough for, enough where it's a good amount of food, but then you don't also want to spend too much money for your own self.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, all of this was only under $11 or more.
Yes, for half the meal, and then for some of the other special, which we'll get to a little bit soon, was a little bit under $20. So it's really budget friendly.
Absolutely.
All
and
right.
in these times with inflation, a little bit of extra money in our pockets goes a long way.
For sure, yeah. More money for gifts for people. We're going to be really grateful for what's happening. I think also, while we're cooking, we can also, talk about things that we're grateful, things that, are happening in this world that, we can show a little bit of appreciation for.
Great idea, Emerson. So what is it that you're most thankful here about being at USF?
At USF, definitely location. I'm completely obsessed with just being downtown, seeing all the different kinds of people, whether they're very artsy or very, technological, or, they're all just different walks of life, which I really appreciate on St. Pete. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Grateful for family, of course. Grateful for my friends. What about you? What are you grateful for?
That's a great question. Obviously, my friends, my family, the close relationships I have, and being here, the fact I can come to college to pursue a higher education means a lot to me as well, because not a lot of people have the opportunity to do so. So I think it's really important that we reflect on those important things this year.
Yeah. And then I would also say that I'm grateful for the entire podcast. I'm thankful that we can come together each week and stream, and we're thankful for our viewers too that come in and tune weekly. We really appreciate it, and we're thankful for all the love that you give us, so thank you so much. All right, can we get the onions, please, for our green bean casserole?
Perfect. We have some French fried onions right here, and we are only 15 seconds away from having a completed microwave stuffing. So add some of that. What are we thinking? A little bit more or leave it here?
I'll give it a little bit more. I'm more of an oniony kind of girl. Ooh. Stuffing.
Yeah, it actually looks a lot better than I thought it would.
It actually looks great. It's very hot, burning my fingers, but All right. So, ooh, that looks amazing. All right. Put a little stir into that. Or you want to pop this in the oven?
Sounds good. So how long are we putting this green bean casserole in there for?
Let's do it for 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yes, sir. All right. So I'm gonna leave our stuffing right over here. So we're gonna continue this Thanksgiving journey with a little bit of a...
I believe next on our list is pumpkin pie. Actually, we missed the mashed potatoes. That was actually...
Yeah, we did
That was number 2 on our list.
So we were a little
excited.
excited. I was excited for the green bean casserole personally, so I probably skipped it.
Yeah.
So we got a mug. We're gonna have the old...
Let's see. We have the buttery home-style mashed potatoes.
All right, and then
So
you
we're
can
gonna
grab
open
that
that
bowl
up.
over there. Probably will fit a lot better.
Got this one right here. Let's open this one up. So are we thinking another half portion for this one right here?
I would say so too. These are a little bit of a smaller. All right. All right. So instead of having 2 cups, we're going to do 1 cup of water, and then we're going to add half the mix, and then we're going to mix it all together, and then we're going to microwave it.
If you want to, I'll just get the water right here.
Oh, yeah, go
Pour some
ahead.
in. So we're doing 1 cup of water.
Yes, please. All right, this is about half.
Got about roughly 1 cup right here.
Less. Okay. So I'm gonna add some salt and pepper, of course, flavor, the seasoning, of course.
Yeah.
And then we can add oh, this is closed. Or you
Here, this one's open
that
right
is
here.
open.
Always have a backup in the kitchen.
That's great.
My goodness.
It just kind of yeah, so it exploded a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna keep going.
Perfect. Don't worry, we'll be cleaning that off camera.
No, we're good. It's as long as there's nothing burning, that's all that matters. So I'm gonna add a little bit more butter into our mix. Of course, I do like a lot of butter. I'm Italian. It just is part of my need for that. So I would say we can give this a little stir real quick just to make sure it's not burning. Okay. All right. Do you want to go ahead and pour the mix in?
Sure. I believe that's a good amount. We didn't use all of the water since we're using smaller portion sizes here, but we're gonna see how this works out. So I'm gonna stir this up real quick, and we're gonna see if we can get a nice creamy consistency with the mixture.
It's important that everything is even so then we don't have any burning or anything like that. So while we're doing that, we can keep going with the mashed potatoes, and then we can finish up with a little bit of dessert.
Yeah. Surprisingly, this is coming out better than I thought it would.
Of course. All right. So, for our dessert, we are doing the infamous dessert of Thanksgiving. What would that be?
That's a great question. Pumpkin pie.
Yes, sir, it is. All right. So, this is going to be a little bit of a different take. So, make sure your hands are washed and everything. We have oatmeal cookies for our base. So what we're gonna do is crush up a good amount of cookies for our base. And then after that, we're gonna add some pumpkin, 100% pure pumpkin, which is very important. Gonna add that. And then we're gonna add a little bit of whipped cream, make a little, and cinnamon, of course. Gotta make it original. All right, so.
And while Emerson's doing that, here is what the mashed potatoes look like with just a little bit of butter, half portion of water, as well as the half portion of the mix as well. And actually it came out better than I expected it to be, especially considering we don't have an actual mixing cup. But you know what? We're giving you guys the full college experience right here.
For sure.
Sometimes you just have to make do.
why have ramen or anything? Like when you can make your own Thanksgiving version, it's perfect. All right, so we're gonna mesh this down a little bit better because, you know, cookies, you know, tend to get a little thick.
Right. Well, while I'll do the cookies,
Okay.
let's see how the casserole came out.
All right, delicious. My fingers are burning, Okay, so table's getting a little filled here. Okay.
So much delicious.
I know, we have too much
so
good
much delicious food.
No, I think your ratio of cookie might be a little cookie. I don't know.
Well, you know what? Here at the USF Journalism Department, we either go big or we go home.
That is true. That is very true. So I think what we can do to like mend that issue is kind of squish them down. What do you think?
Perfect. Allow me.
Okay. So while he's doing that, I'm going to continue to put the potatoes in the microwave because, however, they are mixed, they are cold, so we don't really want to serve that probably. So let's put this in the microwave for a couple minutes. Let's do 3 minutes. So.
Right. So in addition to patting down these cookies, I want to make sure I'm filling in all the holes in the center as well, just to prevent any of the pumpkin puree, I believe it was called.
Yeah.
So I want to prevent that from really getting under the cookies as much as possible, so it really looks like an authentic pumpkin pie with what we have.
Yes.
So that reminds me, Emerson, what are your favorite foods except for the ones that we have here on the table that you normally eat for Thanksgiving?
I would have to say the green bean casserole. My grandma makes the best casserole ever. It's always my favorite. I probably fill myself up with that mostly. You know, I love a good turkey, but the green bean casserole with a little bit of cranberry sauce, perfect.
Perfect.
My cup of tea, you know? All right, I think this is looking pretty good. This is looking nice. All right, this looks good. So I'm gonna put this one a little over here so we can still see it.
Perfect. Get a little bit of organization here.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready to pour some of the pumpkin puree onto our little makeshift crust. What do you
Yes,
think?
I would say so too.
All right.
All right. Okay. I'm getting a little inkling that we might need to mush this up a little bit better just so it's gonna be a little bit, as you just said, so the cracks don't come in and it's more of like a pie. Let's see what we can use. We can probably use, we can use this. I think that we should go a little bit ham, as they say, and kind of just go for it. I know it sounds messy, but you know, that's what cooking is a little bit. You gotta get a little messy in the kitchen. Kind of just go for it. This looks really ridiculous, but you know, you gotta keep going. You gotta commit, you know? You gotta commit.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a struggle too because a lot of college students are on a budget and they may only have a couple of things that they can really get as far as utensils and, you know, what the how much money they have in their accounts per se.
For sure. Okay. Make this a little bit more equilateral.
Yeah. Perhaps we should add some more cookies. What do you think? Maybe just to like fill in the gaps right there.
Like,
just a little.
All right, it's coming together more flat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, you know, we have to have a little fun in the kitchen, of course. Okay.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to break up very little pieces right here to fill in these little gaps. And we're going to try to compress it together. As you can tell, we're not chefs, but we're trying.
We are trying. Ooh, looks really yummy.
Smells actually pretty good too. Add a little bit more.
Looks really, and it's steaming. Oh, that's actually good. I'm actually gonna eat that. All right, so.
Actually, it doesn't smell half bad. It smells
No.
pretty good.
Oh, I think actually, and I have an idea. Why don't we get a little bit of butter, melt it down, and then spread it onto the bottom so then it forms.
Fantastic idea.
Yeah. Sometimes we just have these cooking ideas, you know?
Right.
We get a little crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're filling in a little bit of the holes. I think it's looking to be pretty good so far.
I would say so, too.
So once that's ready, I think we'll be actually ready to add the pumpkin puree as well as the melted butter.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you could just repeat to me, Emerson, what's the purpose of reheating this butter again?
So when we add the butter, we're gonna do it like very little. We're not gonna do it like much as all. I'm just gonna put, let's do like 15 seconds maybe. Still keep an eye on it. When we melt the butter together, it's gonna kind of create like a kind of like a glue. It's just really hot in there, so it's all good. Okay. So yeah, so we have the melted butter here. It's gonna kind of create a little bit of a glue for it.
And I think we have a pretty good pie crust right now made out of makeshift oatmeal cookies.
Mm-hmm. Nice and buttery. It's gonna melt. All right. All right. So
try to mix up some of this butter a little bit, make it a little bit easier.
Let's get this out of the way so we can see a better view.
Perfect, perfect. And everything is still nice and warm too, ready to be eaten. I think we should just throw it on.
I think so too. Let's go a little crazy. Okay. Let's first, let's do a little base cinnamon.
Perfect.
And then on top we can do a little bit.
Exactly. Same method as the mashed potatoes.
For sure, for sure. Just a little foundational. Just a little. Cinnamon is also great for you. It's a great season that goes for many of different dishes.
All right.
Okay. Also,
let's see. I believe we have another. It looks like we don't have another spoon, so maybe we can just reuse this.
Let's reuse it. Okay.
Egg.
So,
but we do have some eggs that we can use. Are we thinking maybe 1 or 2 eggs for this one?
let's just do 1 egg.
Perfect. All right. Perfect egg. I think I'm pretty good at cracking them, so.
Sometimes it's harder.
Gotcha, didn't I? Gotcha, didn't I?
He just pranked you guys. That was what he was trying to do.
Now let's get some of these eggshells out of here, and I have this little bag to use for trash, so I'll put some of this in here. Perfect. Now I guess we're just gonna mix up the egg now.
I'm gonna beat the egg up, literally.
Perfect. And it probably helps that we have a little bit of excess butter in there too, to add a little bit of extra flavor.
For sure. Never can go wrong with butter. And you can see I can basically just speed it up, just make sure it's all mixed together. All right. Again, I'm gonna put some more cinnamon in it.
Perfect.
Trying to add some more flavor, of course. Okay. So we have our egg cinnamon mix. And then we're gonna put a little pumpkin in our mixture. Cause yeah. All right.
That actually makes a lot more sense than putting it on.
I think it might be instead of that. Yeah, no, it's okay. We all have to, yeah, no, it's good.
And this is, I don't know if you've ever made pumpkin pie before, Emerson, but this is my first time.
I've never made pumpkin pie, so this is my first time. I think my family is probably like rolling over, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, if my grandmother was watching this on her television right now, she would probably be ready to lecture me on my horrible cooking skills.
Well, my grandparents are watching, and they're gonna be like, oh, oh. All right, so let's give it a good mix. Yeah. Who doesn't love pumpkin pie? I know I do.
Probably someone allergic to pumpkins, I'd imagine.
Yeah. All right. So again, we have our foundation crust made with oatmeal cookies.
Not half bad.
No, not bad at all.
Would you like to do the honors of pouring it?
I would love to. Okay, let's do. Oh,
Oh, don't worry, we'll clean that up off camera.
All right.
All right. Now we're going to take our little smoothing / cake cutter tool to just sort of get some real estate all over the cookies.
Good idea. Nice. It's coming together. It's looking like a real pie, huh?
Yeah, and maybe the cameras aren't doing it justice, but at least from what I'm seeing, it actually really doesn't look half bad.
No. Yeah.
And I think we're ready to throw this into the microwave. Are we? Do you want to put some cinnamon on it first before we do so?
No, I think we did a good amount of cinnamon.
Perfect. So how long do you think we should put this in for?
Let's do 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yes.
All right, let's hope it doesn't explode like the casserole.
Yes, sir. All right. So while we're doing this, I wanted to do a final. If you really cannot cook, if you cannot microwave, if you can't do any of this, then I have something for you. So, I don't know if anyone, it's probably a really, really common thing. The Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special happens every year. So, I wanted to go ahead with my host here and recreate the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. So, in the plot, Peppermint Patty is forcing Charlie Brown to have a Thanksgiving, and he doesn't have any food and doesn't know how to make anything. So, what better it is to make his own version of Thanksgiving. So, I'm gonna move a little bit of this stuff out of the way.
Absolutely.
Right? So, I have the honor of having this little platter. So, in the Charlie Brown special, there are a couple different things that make it special. We have the jelly beans. We have the pretzels. Oh, I don't want to make a mess. It's okay. It's okay. That's the whole thing of the Charlie Brown lifestyle, you know? Good grief. Okay, so we also have to have popcorn and a special finishing dessert. So while I'm doing that, for this to make, I'm going to make a little bit of toast. Do you want to help me make some toast?
Why
have
not?
a couple slices, you know?
Well, I've never made microwave toast, but I guess there's a first for everything.
Hey, you know, it's gotta try something new, you know? We'll have like 2 or 3 slices, you know? And you don't even have to, I don't know, personally, I might just have my white bread with a little butter. This is already melted butter, so it works out. Okay. And then, if you will do me the honors of taking these 2 bowls, putting it in the front, and if you want to go ahead and start scooping me some ice cream. So you have good all regular vanilla ice cream.
I wonder if we have a spoon to scoop that with. If not, I think we can repurpose one of them
For sure.
with a napkin. So we have our
Oh, here, I got one.
spoon numero uno right there, but perfect, a new spoon. So
All right.
where are we putting the
All right,
ice
will
cream?
you
In one
give
of these
me-
bowls right here?
2 bowls. Make sure it looks pretty. Make sure it looks nice. I know we're not going perfect, but sometimes, you know, you want to make it a little
Well,
special.
if it's anything like all the other food, it's not going to be perfect.
It's far from.
But you know what? It doesn't matter, because what really matters at the end of the day is that we're all here together and enjoying and continuing our education with this podcast.
Exactly, which is wonderful. All right, so we're gonna get, you know, all regular. Just add some butter to some bread. There's a really awesome scene of Snoopy like master cooking everything together with the butter and with the Jiffy Pop and all that. But you know, I'm not Snoopy, and we're trying our best here. So this looks wonderful.
So remind me just one more time, Emerson. What are we doing for this bowl right here?
All right, so we're just gonna add another. You can just do another thing of ice cream for me. Pie's looking good. Pie's almost done. All right. Perfect. Okay. So we got 2 bowls of ice cream. I never knew what flavor of ice cream specifically he had, but it was pink, so lovely. Ta-ta-ta. Okay, so then we're gonna add our maraschino cherries. Said that really funny, but it's all good. All right. Pretty, okay. This has to look beautiful. Boom.
Perfect.
Bang. Firepower. Okay. Sorry. All right. And then, so we have kind of pretty much a lot of it. So we have the toast, we have the pretzels, we have the jelly beans, we have the ice cream sundaes. And then to finish it off, we have some popcorn. So I'm gonna just take this out real quick. We're also doing the live test thing too, so. Whoa, we got a pumpkin pie. Do we want to slather it in whipped cream or just do one dollop?
I'm thinking maybe we'll slice
little-
it first and then maybe we'll add the whipped cream afterwards.
Good idea. Okay, I'm gonna put the popcorn in there just to finish it off. I just got so much butter on my hand.
Perfect.
Okay.
Here, let me do it. I'll open it.
Thanks. Sometimes accidents happen. All right. I'm really excited to try this food. I don't know about you, but
Perfect.
I'm
There we
really
go.
excited.
There we go. We'll make it work. So let's see what Mr. Orville Redenbacher, how long he wants us to put this on for.
I would just do a good 2 minutes. Just maybe
Let's
2:15.
2:15.
All right. Well, this is cooking. I'm gonna just do a little bit of cleanup as we do.
Right, and honestly, you know, looking at all the presentation, this really doesn't look half bad, especially for only $11. This is $11 worth of food, everyone. Please keep
really
that in
good.
mind.
It's
So while we're waiting for this popcorn, I think, should we try some of this food live on air?
I think so. I think we should definitely try.
Okay, so how about I try the stuffing, and would you like to try the casserole?
I would more than like to try this.
Okay, so you're about to get our 100% honest review on this food. We're not gonna hold back.
I'm not gonna lie. All right, guys.
All right.
All right, do you want to go first?
Hold on. I just heard we had some plates.
We do have plates. So
So
if you
let-
want to just distribute,
Right.
we can just do that.
We have to be mindful of everyone else in the studio if they would like to
Sure.
try some later.
Yeah, I know that you guys are begging to try some, so it's don't worry, guys. We'll get you some
And I know we have some extra utensils as well.
for sure. So we got some casserole. I'll take some mashed potatoes.
Perfect.
Here you go.
Yeah, typically we're supposed to be hearing some popping. Hopefully soon.
Well, if it's not a lot, then we can just have a little.
Right.
You know, we aren't perfect, and that's okay. We're grateful that we can even be here and eat this wonderful food.
Absolutely. Because some people, you know, they may not even have the opportunity to come home to a home-cooked meal for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But we're getting some pop action right now. So there we go. The microwave is doing its part. I'm going to get myself a little bit of mashed potatoes here.
I'm gonna go ahead and try this green bean.
Okay, perfect.
See, we gotta get a little onion into it. Okay.
Stop it at 15 seconds.
I'm feeling this green bean casserole. I really am. It pairs well. It's like not too many ingredients, not overdo it. I really like it. All right.
Perfect. And we have the popcorn ready as well.
Okay. So the main part of this is the collection. So you have to get yourself a plate of this too. So throw yourself a little popcorn on here. Ooh, nice.
Oh, that's very buttery.
Of course, only for the best. All right, so we got some toast, and then you got to sprinkle a little bit of the jelly beans on it, and then a little bit of the pretzels on it. And there you have a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving meal. Ooh.
Perfect.
Ooh, that looks fire. That looks like some fire heat, man. That looks pretty good.
So I'm just going to leave the popcorn right there, and I'm going to try a piece of the stuffing real quick, and I'm going to let you know my thoughts on that.
Okay, let's hear it.
Honestly, this is not bad.
Okay. Not good, but not bad.
I want to. Well, let me get one. Let me get one more taste in, and honestly, I think it's really good.
Okay.
And obviously, maybe if it was a little bit warmer, it would take the cake as great. But as of right now, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's a little, yeah. I like it. Just needs a little
Absolutely.
blast in the microwave, but that's only because that was the first thing we made. So let's try these mashed potatoes. Okay, why did they go off? Like, why are they so good?
Okay, let me try a bite of this green bean casserole first.
This is good. Don't copyright us, please.
It's nice and warm. The soup is warm as well. And I don't really think I got much of an onion crisp in there, but this is honestly really good too. Like, I'm not just saying this because we're live on air right now. This is actually pretty decent meal.
I would say so.
Especially if you're on a budget too.
Yeah.
And this was all purchased at Walmart.
And the Dollar Tree. All right. Wow. I think we also have to try the most important, which is the finisher, of course.
The pumpkin pie?
The pumpkin pie, of course.
Absolutely.
I'm going to, we have more underneath you. We might have one more
Right,
plate.
yes, we have one more plate.
One single one. We have to ration. So let's just share a plate because clearly our priorities are happening. Okay.
Absolutely. I'll hold it if you want to give it a nice slice.
Yes, for sure. Okay. Okay, let's see how well this goes. Ah, ha ha ha.
Not half bad.
It stuck to. Okay, well, only because I failed that, but it stuck together.
Yeah, it mainly stuck together. Pretty good consistency throughout, and it looks like the crust actually came out pretty good from my perspective on the bottom. Here's what it looks like right here. Perfect triangular cut by Emerson.
Kind of killed that together. All right.
So I'll have some of that pumpkin pie later, but why don't you take a bite and let us know what you think?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try.
But are you gonna add some whipped cream onto yours?
Of course. I need that. I need it. It's like finished. Okay. That was a lot, but you know, ratio. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's give it a little taste. Okay. I was a little hesitant at first because I'm a texture kind of girl, but honestly, it's not that bad. The oatmeal kind of pairs it all together. Like a finisher with the oatmeal is perfect with the whipped cream. I don't know if you want to try a little, but it's actually good.
Sure, why not? I think I have, I'll just repurpose this spoon right here.
That's what I just did. You gotta reduce, reuse, recycle, huh?
Mm-hmm. So as you can see right here, I have a little bit of whipped cream, a little bit of pumpkin, as well as the oatmeal raisin homemade crust we made as well. Let's go. So in my humble opinion, it definitely is lacking a little bit of sweet flavor.
Yeah.
But for what it is, you know, I think it's, again, perfectly fine.
This is a perfectly fine meal, honestly. Well, I think that's all we have for our food.
Yeah.
To finish off, I would like to just say, like, thank you so much for watching our video. Thank you so much for tuning in every week. Thank you so much for commenting. We're just grateful to be here and have our lovely cast and production that supports us. And for this is my first stream, so I really appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. And I want to say thank you again for everyone who tuned in live. Thank you for their patience. Obviously, we went off the cuff for this episode doing cooking.
Yes.
None of us are experienced. We're not culinary majors,
Not at
but
all.
we made it work.
Of course.
Again, thank you for your time and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.